Tara Kraft gave us these tips on Friday about all of the latest and greatest summer-style secrets. But the most important one of all, and it isn't a secret, keep your skin safe in the sun. May is Melanoma Awareness Month, and joining me this morning to tell you everything you need to know about safety in the sun is Meghan Rothschild, melanoma survivor and founder of Surviving Skin. Meghan, welcome back.
Yes, thank you for having me.
It's always wonderful to have you and to hear your story.
Absolutely.
So tell me about Melanoma Awareness Month and what is it all about?
Well, basically, this is the month where people start to, get into the short sleeves. They're wearing the skirts. Maybe we're even thinking about putting a bathing suit on later in the month. And so it's really about just making people aware of the dangers of UV exposure and really reminding us all to take care of our skin.
We need that reminder every year.
We do.
We've been cooped up in the cold weather for the whole winter, so.
Exactly, and you're reminded to buy your SPF, because SPF actually goes bad every year, so you have to buy a new bottle of SPF every year, so.
And very important.
Yes.
Now, you are a melanoma survivor. What is melanoma?
Melanoma is the deadliest form of skin cancer. So there's actually three types of skin cancer. Melanoma's the big guy. That's the one that you want to, steer very clear of, because it actually can become a deadly form of skin cancer.
So can you tell me your story and then what you were inspired to do?
Well, certainly. I was diagnosed actually with stage 2 melanoma at the age of 20. And that was when I was right in college. I was prime of my life, trying to lead a normal college life. And I was diagnosed through, a lot of UV exposure. I had really been in the sun a lot. I had used tanning salons, all of that. So after my battle, I started sharing my story as a writer, because I was going to school for communications. And I got such a positive response that it really just urged me to start Surviving Skin. And I go out now and I speak to mainly college students, but really anybody who wants me to come out and speak, to educate people about the dangers of UV exposure.
It's so wonderful that you've turned something that you've gone through that's been such a difficult hardship in your life, and you've turned it to be so positive to help so many people, and you really inspired me hearing your story. It's just really, it opens your eyes to what can happen.
Well, certainly, and I mean, for the first year it wasn't like that. Right after you're diagnosed with cancer, there's obviously very emotional time and, really, really scary time, because once you've had melanoma, you're at a greater risk to get it again. So I have to really be careful, and so it's scary, at first, but once I started sharing the story, people were just so responsive to it that I felt I needed to keep doing it.
What are some of the statistics about melanoma and its, just how scary it can be?
Well, it's actually the second most common form of cancer for young people ages 15 to 29. So this used to be a cancer that really affected an older male population, and it's not like that anymore. It's affecting our young women and our children and teens. So it's one of the only cancers in the United States that's actually on the rise. You think about it, we have much better screenings for breast cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer. People are really on top of that. Our skin, people don't really tend to think about it. So it's becoming, unfortunately, it's actually increasing where everything else is decreasing.
Yeah.
So it's really important to make sure you're getting your skin checked. It is the largest organ in our body, so we have to take care of it.
That's very true. Can you tell me about the PSA you were recently featured in?
Sure. It's called Dear 16-Year-Old Me, and it was actually produced by the David Cornfield Melanoma Foundation, which is a foundation that was founded. The gentleman, David Cornfield, actually died of melanoma in his 30s. And the PSA is really, it's me talking to my 16-year-old self and all these other people who were filmed speaking to themselves as if, they were going back in time. And it's really targeted at young teens, and that's the audience of it. And it's about protecting your skin and being on top of it.
It is. It really is an amazing. It's about 5 minutes.
It's over 5 minutes, yeah.
I suggest everyone, I'm sure you do too, but I suggest everyone sit down and watch it.
Yes.
Because especially before summer, it really will make you realize, why you really have to protect yourself. And Meghan, I just want to ask real quick, what are some safety tips that you can give for people for the summer?
Certainly. You always want to wear an SPF of 30 or above when you're outside, and you want to reapply it every 2 hours. And additionally, you really want to avoid direct sunlight between the hours of 10 to 2. Make sure you're seeking shade at that time. You can wear a big hat, sunglasses, just make sure you're not out there basking in the sun during those hours.
Right, exactly. Well, Meghan, thanks again for sharing your story. You are an inspiration.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.